Hello, I'm Sam Lohman, president of the Art Association, and I'm honored to welcome to TAA Conversations on Art and Peace, a platform where artists from around the world reflect on how art can help us heal, connect, and build a more peaceful world. Today, we're deeply honored to welcome a guest whose artistic journey crosses continents, cultures, and disciplines, Olga Sapozhnikova. Olga is an internationally recognized filmmaker, producer, motivational speaker, and a storyteller. Her work flows from a unique, powerful foundation: diplomacy, sincere love, and respect to diverse cultures and traditions. With a deep understanding of global issues and human narratives, Olga has used film as a medium, not only to tell her stories, but to build bridges. In projects such as Harem, Hidden Beauty, and Fatima, Olga brings forward the voices of women whose experiences might otherwise remain hidden. She crafts narratives that are tender, humanizing, and bold, each one a call for dignity, empathy, and peace. Her films traverse the spaces between cultures, between tradition, and between silence and voice. They do not shout, they reveal. And in that revealing, they invite connection. At the Art Association, our mission is to encourage peaceful engagement through art in all its forms. Olga, her work personifies that mission. Olga, we are delighted to welcome you today to TAA Conversations in Art and Peace.
Thank you so much. It is my big honor, my big pleasure. Thank you for such a great introduction, and I'm very honored to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
And with that, we jump right in. Olga, how did you transition from your diplomatic career to documentary filmmaking, and how did that shape your creative voice?
Sam, thank you for that question. Yes, I used to be a diplomat. I was actually the first Russian woman diplomat in Japan, and my first foreign language is Japanese. I was studying the relations in the field of especially culture, how to improve the relations between our countries, and I'm very much interested in Japan, in the culture, in the attitude, in the art, and in many beautiful small things that Japanese are actually one of the best in the world. But my younger sister, who is a lawyer, and she happened to be in the terrorist attack 9/11 in USA. Thanks God she survived that situation. But for 3 days, my family didn't know if she's alive. There was no connection. And definitely all of us, we were very worried. And since I was raised in Arabic countries, in Kuwait, and in very many years, my family lived in UAE, United Arab Emirates, I am very much connected with the Arabic world. I feel big connection, especially when I was young. I was saved by Iraqi doctor in Kuwait when I was very ill. So when that happened, and a lot of people, even including my sister, she said that Muslim world is very dangerous. These people, they can destroy us because, it's mass media, it's TV, how they portray the people, because after these things, it was clearly, I decided that I will show that Christians and Muslim, we are all one, and we all belong to the God. And it doesn't matter, are you wearing abaya or something else? All of the people, they want to be heard and to be loved. And I made documentary, it's called Harim, with a very famous film director, and it was shown more than 24 times, 25 times on the biggest TV channel. It was watched by almost 140 million people. And a lot of people in Russia start studying Arabic language after that. Actually, this movie says that don't look at the color of your face, how you dress up, and why this is just very often stereotypes. But from then, I started doing movies, and now I made more than 26 documentaries on completely different topics.
What an incredible example of how art can encourage peaceful engagement in an active way. Very, very interesting and relevant to the mission of the Art Association. Thank you for sharing that insight. So what draws you to the stories that you choose to highlight in your films? We have some concept of that, but please share with us your process.
If you allow me, Sam, I will go from the back, from the
Yes.
movies that I lately made just few weeks ago or few months ago that were released. The latest movie that I screened in Dubai, in District 8, where I invited different people, it's about education, how the kids are educated in Monaco, in Nice, and in Kazakhstan, for example. And I was comparing what is the secret of education? Because in France, it's a lot of etiquette, respect to language, respect to adults, but still a lot of people, they don't want to have kids at all. According to the statistics now in Europe, there is 1.3 child. So actually, if we continue like this, soon we will be instincted from the world. There will be no people like us because unfortunately that's what's happening. A lot of people say we don't want to have kids because it spoil our figure, because we don't have time for ourselves. There is no time to drink coffee or champagne, and I better concentrate on my career because that's more important. And me and my team, we were investigating it and trying to understand why kids, a lot of people, they want to be child free, as they say. We don't want to have kids anymore. While in Kazakhstan, there are three, four, five kids in the family, and their traditions, grandmother, grandfather, cousins, aunts, uncles, all of them sit at one table. So I was comparing it. But on the other way, there are a lot of incredible things in France where people are very educated, they're very polite, they're very elegant. So I was comparing the way of education. But when I was screening that movie, a lot of people were crying. And I was surprised why I made such a simple story, but people were crying. Some of them, they say, Olga, after this movie, we are missing our grandmother. We feel how she was cooking in the kitchen. We miss the smell of her pies that she was cooking. We miss the smell of her. One lady, she stood up, she started crying. She said, all my life I devote to business. I work 24/7, but I have only one kid. After your movie, I want to stop doing business, but I want to have one more kid. It was very interesting.
You
Also,
know, you
yeah.
you've shared that film in diverse audiences. By definition, in Dubai, you're going to have a myriad of different cultures, citizens carrying from all around the world in the audience. You brought them together to have a moment of oneness. Are there some themes that you walked away with? Obviously, there was an emotional impact, which was amongst several of the attendees, but it sounds like love, family, these were themes that you emphasized in order to show similarities rather than differences, although there were so many. You explained, because of your insight, European experience, your Gulf experience, and your experience throughout the world, you were able to not only show the differences, but somehow show the similarities. Are there some themes?
Absolutely, because our idea is how to connect unconnectable, how to take the best from each other, how to take the best from nations and put it together. I think there are now so many situations when we are separated. If you watch TV, if you want to see news, that somebody should be the connector. And I
Right.
think what is the Art Association is doing, you're doing it through art. Me, I'm doing it through words, through movies, through events, through public speaking things. But I think that's the idea, that the great thing when all people completely different, 80 or 100 or 5,000, they come and they want to be friends and they exchange opinions. How you are raising kids in the Arabic world? How you raising kids in Asia? What do you do in Kazakhstan? How do you raise kids in France? What is etiquette? What is culture? What is language? If we can combine the best, then we fulfill what we were aiming at.
And your art is your film. And through your film, you encourage peaceful engagement. And to that extent, we applaud you and we recognize you as an artist because we believe that artists are overlooked in the process. And that is our mission, to place the spotlight on artists such as yourself that are actively making an impact. But let me ask you this question from your perspective. How can film how can film foster inner and community peace?
You know why it's happening that people start arguing or start making conflicts on different levels? It's because very often people are afraid. If you're afraid of something, you imagine that, something coming from the dark, something black, somebody in the black, somebody's saying some words, and you being afraid. When you showcase that, when you put the light, the unknown become known. So actually, it's to explain, to show how, to explain why it's happening. And if you will know that, if you know the person, if you know the culture, then you will start like it, then you will stop being afraid, then you will start being connected. So my mission is to show that, like why I made the movie about Abu Dhabi police, Imra fi Shorta Abu Dhabi, why women in Abu Dhabi police, to show that the ladies in United Arab Emirates, they are, yes, they are strong, they are tamuha jiddan, they have big ambitions, but they also great. Yes, they can have 3, 4 children, but they can run, they can shoot, they can exercise, they can work as bodyguards, as police, and as forensic. They are incredible, amazing. That was the idea of the movie that I want to show to the world.
Excellent. So you've touched upon some of the things you're working on now. Could you give us some insight as to what projects you're currently working on and what's in the pipeline?
I made a documentary. Actually, with this documentary, the Dubai Chamber of Commerce was celebrating the 6th of March, the International Women Day on the 8th of March. It was about longevity. People who live long in different parts of the world, what do they do? It was very warm welcomed, and I will definitely be interesting to continue this topic, to know more, maybe to go to Japan, to see what is there, what is on Okinawa, what is maybe in Switzerland, because it's also the place in Côte d'Azur, in Italy, in Brazil. Like, what are the secrets? Longevity is a topic that I'm interested in. And now I'm planning to do a movie which is called On Higher Vibrations. It's people who think in a peaceful way, people who change the mentality, people around whom you don't want to start wars, you want to finish them, people whose positive attitude and connectivity and being smart and being proactive. When the fire is already on, it's very difficult to put this fire down. The idea how to not reach that stage when we are already in the fire. So now I'm meeting these people and these bright minds,
Well,
special minds.
we will follow this with great anticipation and encourage it each step of the way. It is clearly an incredible, bold move that you are able to make as an artist, contributing to encouraging peace through your work. Very, very interesting.
I think, Sam, without peace, we don't need anything.
Yeah.
Like this is the most important thing for everybody, for our kids to survive, for our children to be alive, for us, that is something that is one of the most important things. That's why you say assalamu alaikum, let peace be with you, that is the first thing that is coming to you when you say hello.
Yes.
Without that, nothing else, and I hope we as a humanity, we should use all kind of art, all kind of, is it painting, is it poetry, is it film, is it architecture, to to bring it to people, because there is everything which we have in the now AI. We have people who have 3, 4, 5 educations, a lot of finance, a lot of self-confidence, but humanity.
And what message would you like to share with TAA's global community of artists for peace?
I think that all of us, we should continue what we are doing. We should support each other, because always education and culture, it is something that is above of everything. And if we remove all the musicians, all the poets, all the artists from the world. It will be such a boring, gray place. Maybe there will be a lot of money, maybe there will be a lot of Rolls Royces and great watches, but what will be with our heart? So I will say that we should continue what we are doing. We should think more about cross cooperation, cross communication, cross marketing, cross promotion. Let's say I do the events in Dubai, which are called People of the Future. If you want to be part of it, we do it every 3-4 months for 200 people. Please write to me. Please tell me that you're interested to participate. Um, I do one thing that is my hobby. It's not my job. I write people's scenarios. I rewrite the scenario of people with the use of words because my tool are words. And I'm always happy to change people's life. I managed to save 42 marriages from divorces. And I'm very happy to unite people because this program, it helps to make peaceful atmosphere in the companies, in the banks, in the automobile companies with whom I'm working, but it also helps families to be able to speak to each other. Nowadays, a lot of parents are afraid to speak to their kids because they say we're afraid maybe kids will be offended, maybe they will be run away, maybe they will not talk with me anymore. It's interesting era when people are afraid to talk to each other. That's why maybe some people were crying when I was presenting the movie. So we should never give up and we should be together. Then you will feel that as an artist, you will feel strong.
Olga, on behalf of the Art Association and our international community of artists for peace, thank you. Your work reminds us that film is more than entertainment. It is a language of conscience. It opens windows, it amplifies unheard voices, and carries truth across borders. You've shown us that the transition from diplomacy to filmmaking is not a shift from politics to art, but a deeper commitment to humanity. In your stories, we find courage. In your characters, we find ourselves. And through your lens, we are reminded that peace is not only possible, it is already being imagined by artists like you and TAA's entire community of artists for peace. At the Art Association, we celebrate your vision and your voice, and we thank you for sharing them with us today.
Thank you so much. It was my biggest pleasure and honor, and I wish you to continue what you are doing, to have inspiration, because you are the voice of artists, and that is very important because artists are very soft people, like flowers. For every flower, there should be a gardener. So that's wonderful that you took this role to be a gardener of the flowers. Thank you so much, Sam.
Your words fuel us.